All right, I'm with Adrienne Iapalucci, everybody, the Dark Queen. Welcome to Walk-Ins. Welcome back to Walk-Ins. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This is actually, you're like, she's coming out. We have
What's
a lot of energy.
happening? What is happening?
The last time we talked, we're going to quit comedy.
I'm still going to quit comedy. Nothing has changed.
I know.
It doesn't change for me.
You actually give off the vibe on stage. You might quit in the middle of your set.
Sure. Almost every time I'm on stage, I tell an audience, I'm like, I'm never coming back here. I say that to and it's like a joke, but like also I'm like, maybe I won't.
Somebody actually in my mentions when I posted something about,
oh boy.
No, I posted that I was doing comedy with you, and I don't know if they knew your joke about Peoria or if they were just saying you should come to this comedy club, and it was very funny.
That is
like,
very funny.
I'm not sure if you know how Adrienne feels about
I don't hate Peoria,
Illinois.
But it was just like, I remember when I went there, they were like, this is a dangerous city. And I'm like, I live in New York City. This is nothing.
Yeah. So we were locked down when we spoke last.
Yes.
Yeah, you were
pandemic.
Yeah. You weren't sure. You were talking about how you'd been doing comedy for a long time, and you were like, I think I'm just done.
Yeah, I think I'm still just done.
And I tried to talk you back into staying in comedy, and now
I'll never quit. Like it's just like a dysfunctional part of my life. But I've just been in dysfunction my whole life. It just seems normal. Like most people that start stand up, and if they're like adjusted in reality, well, they'll quit. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just keep going because I'm like, this reminds me of my childhood. It's like not a good situation.
Do you love it?
I think I love it like my family. Like it's like I love them, but I also hate them.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of similar. I mean, I can't imagine
but you've never quit.
No, I think the longest I went was during the pandemic. I maybe didn't do stand-up for like 5-6 months.
Mm-hmm. And
I did some like Zoom shows.
Yeah.
No, I've never fully ever quit. No. I just threaten to do it all the time.
That's like me with dumpster fire every single
Yeah, you're
episode.
like, I'm going to quit.
I'm like, I'm not doing
this
anymore,
what would I
guys.
do with my life at this point? I'm kind of too old to like have a family. What
you
would
don't
I
want
do?
a family though, do you?
I don't, but like what would I do? I think if I didn't do stand-up, I would have eventually like gotten married and had kids, and you just go that route because what else are you doing?
What would you do?
I don't know.
Let's say like, comedy gets banned in the next 5 years because it's too dangerous to the administration.
Okay, so maybe, and it's banned everywhere.
It's
like
banned
I can't even do it in China.
Oh, you probably couldn't do comedy in China anyway.
No, I know.
Even now.
Even now, I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe I would try and get into like animal rescue or something. That's the only thing that I actually feel like passionate about, or like, I think it would have to be something that I was my own boss. I'm just too old to like be the person I was in my 20s or 30s who could like come to a job on time. I like that person's not in me anymore.
I don't think it was ever in you.
I was able to like get a job and show up on time, and then, slowly you come in later and later, but they like you. But like, I don't think I have that person in me to show up at 9 a.m. somewhere.
Every time when I was in LA and I would have to go by like Sony Studios and I would see the lanyard people, I'd be like, oh God, any job where you have like that lanyard and you're all going to Starbucks on your break, it makes me... I'm like, I would definitely probably kill myself in a job like that.
I feel like a day job that I wouldn't mind, I guess, is something where I had to like still use my brain. Like, I was a paralegal for many years, and they would like let me do some of like the law stuff, and that was interesting to try and figure out loopholes for things. Like, I love that. And I think that probably comes from just like growing up poor and figuring out how to get stuff and work the system. Like that I like that process. But like to just answer phones and do something, it would be hard for me not to tell everyone to go fuck themselves and leave. Like that would just that's not in me anymore to like be a good employee.
Yeah. I would love you in some kind of like customer service, anything.
Never. I would never do it. I can't.
It's just like, hey, this is a little bit, you're like, go fuck yourself, every single person.
Well, sometimes if I call up customer service or if I'm in a position, I'm like, hey, I could be the nice lady or I could go buck wild and be fucking nuts out the gate. So it's like, you let me know what kind of journey you want. Because like, I grew up with that. That's my mother. My mother's like, flip out right away.
Yeah.
Or you could be very nice to get what you want, but there's like both of those people are in me. Where I could be nice and then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go white lady nut soon. Like it's gonna happen very soon.
White lady nuts is such a specific kind
White
of
lady
nuts.
nuts is also pretty scary.
Yeah.
White lady, because like you just don't care. And that's like how I grew up. I remember my dad was like dying in the hospital and he had brain cancer, and you know we wanted to have somebody to be there because like if he got up he would fall because he you know he didn't have like his I guess mental faculties whatever. And like me, my mother, and my sister, all of us went white lady nuts in this hospital. My mother's like, I'm gonna get fucking Al Sharpton here, even though he's not gonna do anything for white people. But we were just all going berserk, and we got what we wanted though.
Yeah.
There is something to going white lady nuts and getting what you want.
I remember we were not kids, we were teens, and we were with one of my aunts, and she had to like turn around in a parking lot, and then she took a card, but she was like, I just need to turn around, and they tried to charge her, and she was like, well, why don't you go fuck yourselves? And there were like 3 children in the back of the car, and the guy was just like, okay, just go.
He let her go. Yeah. So there is something to doing it. It does work. If it didn't work, white women would stop doing it.
White lady
But
nuts
we do get what we want out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, white lady nuts is very specific.
Also, when I'm about to go white lady nuts, there's a feeling inside of me like a fire that like comes up where I'm like, this is my shot. I also think that comes from living in New York where like if you're in a bad mood, there's so many people to unleash on. It's like a great place for anger. You just need one person to tick you off and you're getting the rage of like a fucking month.
I felt that actually today when I was online, and I did something that was kind of out of character for me. I responded to like somebody going on someone else's show, and I can't stand this person, and I was like, fuck him. And it felt a little like that white lady
feels
nuts.
amazing.
Felt so good.
There's so it does feel it does feel great, and that's why I think we do it.
It's like an orgasm.
It's not an orgasm. It's pretty sweet. And you're also getting something, and there's like a vindictiveness to it. It depends who it is too, especially if it's someone like you hate for a long time. And that law office I used to work at, the dynamic was so crazy, and there were so many people that hated each other in it. And like I have this thing in an office where I could be friends with everyone and just see the drama around me. It like that is also something I love. I could work in an office where everyone is like batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And about to go nuts.
You would probably thrive at like a rehab center.
For sure.
Those places are nuts.
Am I also needing rehab, or I'm like the boss?
No, you'd be like a worker at the rehab center because there's so much drama in those places.
That would be fun.
Oh, I love listening to all the girls talk about their drama at their rehab houses. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, that sounds great.
When I was in rehab, it was nonstop drama. They would put us on lockdown. We would all get in trouble. It was like just endless.
It sounds like high school.
It was a little bit like high school.
So wait, were you in rehab for a while?
I was in rehab. I went to a halfway house when I was 19 or 20, and it was when I first went in. I went into the mental ward first when I was getting sober from heroin, and then
you were on heroin?
Yeah, and then
I didn't know that. I thought you were just an alcoholic.
This was before, in the before times.
This was the before times.
Yeah, but like I haven't.
Were you shooting heroin?
No, that's why no one considers me a real heroin addict.
What's funny is I was talking to this guy like, because I'm like dating now, I guess, whatever. But like I was talking to this guy who told me he was an ex-heroin addict, and he was like, I never shot it up. I guess
you're like,
well, I guess how do you do it? You eat it, or
no? You can snort it or smoke it, like Chase the Dragon,
right?
Which was my favorite thing. When I saw like all it, yeah, it's funny. I have a whole routine that I'm trying to work out about junkie pride and how weird it is. Because in rehab, there is like a hierarchy where I'm like, it's just funny at rock bottom. There's like people compete to be the biggest losers. They're still like, oh, you didn't shoot it? You're not really a junkie.
So do you get the same high from it if you don't shoot it?
No, I don't. I mean, anything you're doing intravenously, you're getting higher off of than, like, you're going to get higher off shooting meth than you will snorting it.
What if you stick it up your butt?
Is that the same as shooting? No, I think, I mean, you're literally mainlining it. So it's like the fastest way to get anything into your body is through an IV.
I would think coming off of heroin is like the toughest.
I came off of heroin in a mental ward because my parents had experience with mental wards and they didn't think to like bring me to an actual detox, which is where I should have gone, where they would have given you drugs so that I didn't have
Like
to do a cold
Suboxone or
turkey.
something?
And I cold turkey kicked heroin in a mental ward.
That's pretty badass, though.
And it was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I bet it's the worst.
I tell this story about
Are you just like shaking and hallucinating?
Oh, my
I don't know what
roommate
it
was
is.
crazy. She was a cutter. She was like out of her mind. And then I always remember this. There was this old lady, Fern. I still remember her name. She was in the room next to me and she would have, and I was kicking like, oh God, let me die. And she was in the room next to me and I would hear her through the wall and she would have these like coughing jags. She was very elderly. I don't even know why she was in this place. She was clear. It's weird to see a like elderly lady in a mental ward. You're like, shouldn't you be in like I mean, this was people who were talking to bushes, like a lockdown mental ward in a hospital.
So was she also crazy or
She
just
must
old?
have been because she was in
Yeah.
this place and she would be like, she'd sit in her chair and she would be like, oh God, let me die. Oh God, let me die, over and over and over and over again. And then she would have this coughing jag and then there would be dead silence and you'd be like,
Now,
she's
don't you
dead.
feel like that lady should have been able to kill herself?
Yeah, but you'd hear her and she'd be like, and cough, and she had like a paper bag that she would blow into, and then you'd hear nothing, and then I'd be like, is she dead? And then she'd be like, oh God, let me die. Oh, it was like,
Wait, so do you have roommates in the
I thought
psych ward?
I thought I manufactured her in my kicking because that was how
yeah.
I felt. It was just like, I was like, was she just, I still wonder if she was a figment of my imagination, but the coughing jags were like terrifying.
What I'm hearing from this whole situation is at night I can't sleep because everyone's being crazy.
Oh no, it was nuts. And this one guy told me, I remember he was talking to ferns. There were like ferns in the waiting room. And this is the other weird thing about mental wards. Like, why are we all always doing fucking crafts? I don't understand. Is it just like to give us something to do?
What else should you do?
I don't know.
What else should you be petting fucking animals? I don't know. What
It's
else?
just
What
like
else?
you can't really do
There's
anything.
not
They
much
take
you could do.
everything away from you. You can't have scissors. You can't have
Sure.
shoelaces. You can't have belts. You can't have anything.
So when my dad was like diagnosed with, before he was diagnosed with brain cancer, nobody knew what it was. We just thought he was losing his mind. And then they put him in like an overnight place where they took his shoelaces also.
Yeah.
And it's like, my dad was like a heavy dude. Like, could you imagine trying to kill yourself with tiny shoelaces? Like, what are you even going to do with them?
No, and I was like, why are you taking my shoelaces? They're like, you're going to kill yourself. I was like, people have killed themselves with their clearly.
I would love to know how many people have actually killed themselves with shoelaces. It has to be a very tiny number.
I don't know. Enough that they take your shoelaces away.
Maybe if you have high tops.
If you tied two shoelaces together, you could definitely kill yourself or someone else. You could strangle
You
someone.
would have to strangle yourself, but that's not really enough to put it against the door or something.
This feels like jail. It's like jail rules, I think, though.
That makes sense.
You couldn't have anything, but this guy was talking to Ferns and he was like, then he would stop and he'd kind of be lucid and he was like, oh, what are you in for? And I was like, I'm a heroin addict. And he's like, ha, you're going to be dead before you're 21. And I was like,
what a positive guy.
I think that guy weirdly kept me sober though, because there were so many times that I wanted to relapse in the early days of sobriety. And I was like, that fucking guy who talked to Ferns is not going to be right about me.
It is interesting they sent you there and not like a detox.
Well, then I went to an actual detox for a week, for 7 days. It was a lockdown on a hospital ward above an emergency room, which fucking sucked. That's where the rehab was. And it was like a nightmare. It was bad. It was just not a good situation. And then I checked myself into a halfway house. This was in Minnesota. And it was all women because I'd been kind of assaulted in the interim one. And then this guy just tried to like force me to give him a blowjob. And
Gross.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
That's the worst type of sexual assault.
Well, it's also kind of the easiest one to get out of because you can just bite your teeth a little bit and they'll back off.
But I would think that like if you do that, they're going to like kick you.
Yeah, but not in a mental ward, not in a lockdown like there were too many people around. So I think he was just hoping I would like go with it.
He was just hoping you'd be cool.
Yeah.
He's like, just be chill. Like, you just be chill, Bridget.
And another guy was waiting for me when I left, and he had a like Cadillac filled with cocaine, and he was like, get in.
Cadillac?
Well, he had a Cadillac and there was like cocaine all laid out. He was in the
That's crazy. He just waits for people to come out.
Well,
to get them
he
hooked
knew
back
I was
on.
getting out. He got out the day before me. He knew I was leaving to go to the halfway house that I had like basically signed myself up for because I didn't want to go home. Because after 10 days, they're like, you're going home. I'm like, I'm going to die of a heroin overdose.
Yeah.
I'd probably be better off on the streets. And my he showed up and was like, come with me, and the cab was there, and it was another moment in my life where I was like,
That's
two
crazy.
paths here.
Yeah.
And then I went to the halfway house. It was all women, and I ended up staying there for like 6 months, 7 months maybe.
Did you like it?
I mean, no, but it was the only alternative. I didn't know what else to do to like get sober at that time, and it was run by lesbians, and they truly saved my life. And it was me, and like I was the only. There was maybe one other white chick in there. It was basically state funded, so it was women who were avoiding jail. Like they would be given a chance to avoid jail by being.
Right.
So it was definitely like.
Did you stay in touch with any of those people?
I think they're probably all dead.
Wow.
I mean.
Well, listen, it helped you. You're a statistic that's keeping these halfway houses on the positive side.
No, I mean just because even the ones that I was friends with would in the 6 months I was there, so many of them went out.
Yeah.
I mean, not many people made it there, and it was like hard because you would befriend all these women and you're all in this situation together, and then a bunch of them would like band together and be like, "We're out of here," and then they'd be gone.
They
all
were
your
just
friends.
so they didn't. Were they like court ordered to be there?
Yeah, but then they would just be like over it, and they'd be
just
like
they'd be like, "There's the door, I'm out."
Yeah, I mean, and you would get your privileges because it was a halfway house, so it was supposed to be like going between being in some kind of lockdown situation, and you had like one phone call a week, and you had visitors were allowed once a week, and the longer you were there, the more privileges you would get. You could like go to the store and get cigarettes after 30 days. And
but how are people getting money?
Most people got money from the state. So I put myself on welfare, and that's how I was accepted to
go into
this place, because they would get my general assistance and my welfare money.
But even being able to do all of that stuff, you have to be pretty lucid to like apply for these programs, get them, like, you know what I mean? It's not easy.
Most of these people had other people doing it. My insurance that I was on ran out.
Gotcha.
And it is another moment that I look back on, and my therapist is like, you do kind of pull yourself back you have the ability to like have some self-preservation. But even when I was like a young kid doing drugs, I still, because I came from a dysfunctional household, I never wanted to be, I was always like the most together. I couldn't be like candy flipping. Like my friends would be like, let's do a bunch of mushrooms and like I'd take whatever pill, and they'd be kind of out of their minds, but I just never felt like I could let myself go like that, because I never knew what fucking shit show I would be confronted with, and I didn't want to be like on acid.
Yeah.
So I think having to self-preserve in my own home gave me that weird skill. Right. So I just like put myself in.
Scare me in a way where I feel like if I took acid, I would think I could fly and go out the window. Like that is the first thing I think I would do. I would just be like, I'm a bird. I'm gonna fly out the window. That's what I always think.
Okay, Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I'd get AIDS. I would get everything. I would have a baby with a retard. I think all of it would happen. Well, now it's probably too old.
So. Yeah, it was a weird time, and I was there, but there was so much drama, and I was always kind of like the one that was it wasn't my drama, but I was always around it.
Yeah.
There was always drama though.
Like in your family?
In my family, but also in the halfway house. It's just
I
like
assume a halfway house is
it
a
should have
lot
been a
of
reality show.
Yeah, I'm sure halfway house has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's all these and especially a 40 woman. Some of the women were pregnant. Some of the women.
I assume like dudes are going by there trying to get their girlfriends out.
Oh yeah. We were on lockdown a lot. Like it was pretty high security. There were a lot of women with kids. There were a lot of women who were pregnant.
Did they have their kids with them?
No.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to be like trying to get and it was pretty strict schedule. So when I called about it, the woman who I still remember her name, Anita, she was doing intake, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just wondering about this halfway house. I need somewhere to go." And I was like, "What's it like?" And she's like, "You ever heard of boot camp?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's what it's like." And it's like, I probably need that. I don't know why.
I would have just been like, that sounds bad.
No, I went because I think I just needed structure, something.
Yeah.
And it was like very structured. You had to wake up and make your bed like in the army, and everybody had like dish duty. And then I became the president.
I'm like, I feel like you stayed there and you were the most successful person probably.
I became the president.
The president of
You have a president. I became a president because you get out of dish duty if you're the president.
I bet all of these black women loved having a white president.
They nominated me.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious. So what did you do as the president?
Oh, I hated it. Once I got the job, I was like, fuck this. I had to schedule every for dish duty. I was like, I'd rather be doing the pot.
Yeah, people were probably pretty mad at you then.
They were. They did not like it. Then it got ugly. There were so many characters in there, though, too. Like, I still remember, like, I went to a movie with a woman who was a preacher's daughter. She had never been to a movie theater. Ever.
Oh,
and she was a woman in her 30s. I was also
I feel like a lot of, I don't know if this is accurate or not. I feel like a lot of churches are in movie theaters.
Churches?
Or just like when people are making these fake churches, they'll just have them
now
anywhere.
They are.
Yeah, but not back then.
And she was like a young woman from, I think, the South who ended up in Minneapolis. But I think her daddy was a preacher in like what you would imagine as like that kind of Southern church.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Not like a mega church like they have now.
Yeah.
So she'd never been to a movie. And she was just laughing and talking through the whole thing.
Isn't it funny? She didn't ever go to the movies, but still knew to talk to it. She's like, it just feels right.
That's what I was like, how do you know how to do this? It was really fun.
But everyone talks to the movies. Like you go to the movies and there's like everyone is talking.
I fucking hate going to movies.
It's like it's such a waste. It's like everyone's talking like they're in their house.
I also hate all of the people eating around me, the sounds of like
chewing. Yeah.
And the wrappers. I think I have that misophonia, the thing where like noises. Sound sensitivity. And like you said at the beginning, I'm not autistic. But I feel like that's where mine is.
I hate that too.
I'm like
chewing.
When you go to the Directors Guild to watch a movie, you're not allowed to have any food or drinks in there.
That sounds great.
It was the best movie experience I've ever had.
Well, I mean, you gave this girl a positive experience. She went to the movies for the first time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And then this other woman ended up over medicating her to try to get control over her. But this woman was like a true genius. She would build dollhouses and electrically wire them.
That's crazy.
And they all had little lights. I mean, it was fucking nuts. And she sharpened her 2 front teeth to have like little fangs. And she was like,
wow, you have to be really like oriented in a way to sharpen your own teeth.
Yeah. And be able to electrically wire dollhouses.
What was she doing with the teeth? Was she biting people?
No. I mean, I think she just had a whole kind of like witch-ish persona that was, or like
That's
her.
Cool.
And then she was like, they're spying on us. They're over medicating us. And they were, and they did. And then they over medicated her. And she was like, this is why I won't go near meds ever, because it was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in there. People would kind of start acting out. And then they would just be in a wheelchair, barely able to function because they were so over medicated. It was terrifying.
That is terrifying. How do you sharpen your teeth?
I don't know. She used a file or something.
Wow.
It was just I think she had like implants put on over them.
Oh,
but she had sharpened all of the like points of her teeth.
All of her teeth.
She had these two that were really sharp, and then there are like little other sharp ones.
I guess that's good for eating steak. I don't know. That's like one of those things where like after you do it, you might be like, I don't want my teeth sharp anymore.
I kept such a psychotic journal when I was in that place,
Do
and
you
I still have it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It is. It looks like one of those journals from Seven. I started writing when I got put in like I always wrote, but I started writing when I got put in rehab, and then it was like I never, basically to this day, never stopped. But I just couldn't. It was the only way that I could like stay sane in that environment and in my own thoughts. And I wonder, I should go back and read them. Some of it's hard to read.
I'm sure
but
it
it is like the journals in Seven where it's just all block letters and the whole page is filled. I'll send you a picture when I get home.
That's
it's
crazy.
Psycho. It is my most psychotic journal.
And then what did you do after you left there?
Oh man.
So wait, did you start drinking after
ugly. that? God, I mean, it got so bad. It was bad. Whatever I thought was going on before with heroin, like what was to come was actually much worse. But I don't really ever talk about it publicly.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was it. But I do feel like you would thrive as like one of the coaches in that environment because they had seen so much shit. They didn't have to like be nice. They could be bitches to us.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel bad, like, if so this is the thing, I do kind of get attached to people and their stories, so if, like, I was helping someone...
Oh, that would be hard for you.
That would be hard, I think.
But I think after 20 years, you'd be like them, and they were just, like...
Right.
They'd seen it all.
Like, not attached. I would disassociate in a way. Maybe.
They'd be like, she's probably going to die. Like, 9 out of 10 of us, statistically...
Died.
Probably died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Or is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Overpopulated.
They tried. They did a good job.
I mean, not a great job. Not if 90% of the people are dying. I wouldn't say those are great statistics. Actually, that place should probably shut down when 90% of their...
across all addiction. This is why when people are like, oh, AA, the numbers aren't great. I'm like, tell me where the numbers are great with addicts. Like, is there a
I would think that...
pretty much all across the board. Everything sucks. I think
alcoholics probably have a higher percentage than, like, drug addicts.
Well, definitely now with fentanyl.
Yeah.
Because now it's just killing everyone.
Yeah. So do you think people are like, let's just drink?
I don't think they're drinking anymore, though.
No.
Like, even the kids aren't really. All those numbers are, like, kids aren't having sex. They're not drinking. They're not smoking. They're just, like, on their phones doing TikTok dances.
Right. I mean, for a while, they were eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
That, like, stopped pretty quick, though. I mean, detergent's very expensive. But, like, it is weird that, like, for a while, that's what people were doing.
I know.
Like, kids were doing Tide Pods.
Well, now they're doing, what was the one I was reading about the other day? They were, like, doing the holding their breath one, and then they stopped doing that because then it gets out that, like, 7 kids died. And there's, like, a bunch that they do that are, they were doing the crate challenge.
What's that?
They would, like, stack the, like, crates, like, outside of the restaurant crates and, like...
Right, I seen that. And then what?
I don't know.
Climb them?
Something weird. What was the crate challenge? There was, like, some crate challenge.
Other countries have to look at us that are, like, starving and just be like, these people deserve to die.
Yeah,
like,
this is why people hate America.
Yeah. I mean, I hate it here,
just
too.
Fat people climbing up on crates.
And that's it's probably, like, the only exercise we're doing, too, is just these crates.
These TikTok challenges.
Yeah.
And dances. We're like...
Other countries that are, like...
How do we bomb them?
And so, they're just like, what are these people doing? I truly do wish I could get deported. I do, like, hate this country. I think it's disgusting.
Have you been outside of America a lot, though?
I've been to Europe, and I would love to live in Europe.
Where?
Any of the nice countries.
Which countries are nice in Europe?
Ukraine's out. No, I'm not going to go to Ukraine. I mean, Italy's beautiful. Portugal's beautiful. Spain's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost any of the countries there are nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's, like, bad areas, but, like...
When was the last time you were there?
2 years ago?
Okay. All right.
I mean, even, like, England, but you said England, like, they have strict rules on what you could say for jokes and
yeah,
stuff.
No, they don't have, like...
Which is interesting because Ari thinks he's going to live there.
Ari's going to be in jail.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he has to know that.
We're all going to be wearing free Ari t-shirts a year from now.
I just don't know how he thinks he's going to live there and not. I mean, he probably would enjoy jail. I feel like he could really just
thrive
in any situation.
Yeah. 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 I mean, maybe he'll probably be fine. He's American. So they'll probably let things slide.
Is that how it is? Like, what are the rules there that you can't say? I don't know.
What are the biggest ones I think you can get? And I mean, I don't know. It's worse in some places than others. Like, I think Scotland's actually worse. And it's usually around like gender stuff.
Okay, Scotland. When we went there, that was one of the places where I was like, I'm glad we're not here long.
Where were they arresting people for memes recently?
I don't know. That sounds really dumb. Though.
It's very like they're. I don't know.
Okay, UK man arrested for malicious communications, quote, after posting a meme mocking the transgender flag.
Yes. They'll get arrested for stuff like that in the UK.
Oh, okay. Actually, I think the transgender flag is very pretty.
Well, you won't get arrested. Yeah, Irishman arrested in UK for causing anxiety by retweeting meme.
Causing anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you been on Twitter? It's just an anxiety field.
I know.
And what did he post? The trans flag?
I think it was something making fun of. You can't go the gender stuff. They're very strict about it. Although J.K. Rowling has been pushing back against a lot of this, and I think they're making some ground. And they actually are turning over, like they shut down they've shut down Tavistock, like these places that were these gender clinics, and were doing their sterilization of children experiments.
What's crazy too is J.K. Rowling, wasn't her story that she got like fired? She was on welfare and she wrote those books. Like, imagine she never got fired and she just had that same job now. Like, that's like crazy that she would not have been doing that. She wouldn't have been pushing against all this stuff.
But I think she also had some like domestic abuse, didn't she? Isn't she like a big person and this is why she pushes back against so much of the male and female spaces.
Right, but it's interesting because people will look at that and be like, well, that doesn't matter. And you're like, well, I mean, it should.
Yeah. Yeah. You shouldn't be allowing men in domestic violence shelters.
Yeah, of course.
For women.
Listen, the whole trans situation, like, trans people should have equal rights.
Totally.
They should be able to do whatever they want.
As a grown-up.
Sure, yes, as a grown-up. I mean, it's weird, though, because then people are like, well, if you take these hormone blockers as children, then you won't develop the same way as if you transitioned later in life. I'm just like, I don't know, man. That's not for me to, like, talk about. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say...
Like, I think if I was a kid, I would have just said I was trans just to upset my parents.
Yeah,
like, there's
totally.
so many things I did as a kid to just upset my parents.
But that's why I wouldn't want to be allowed to do things that were irreversible in that state.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my parents would never let me do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like, my mom wouldn't even let me use the phone after 10. Like,
wow.
She would definitely not. Yeah, but she would let me stay. But she would let me stay out all hours of the night.
Did you party when you were a kid?
Not really. I mean, I drank. I like smoked pot here and there, but I've always had bad experiences with pot. So, like, I was always scared to do other drugs. Like, I was the type of person that smokes pot and thinks I see Jesus. Like, it's not good. Like, I remember I was 16. We were all drinking and smoking pot, and that was the first time I smoked a lot. Because the first time I did, I had a lot of fun. And then that time, all my friends were crying. Like, I threw myself in the shower. I mean, it was just a nightmare. I thought I was dying.
Every time laced?
They were all fine, so probably not. I think what happened...
I thought you said they were all crying.
They were all crying because I thought I was dying.
Oh.
They were crying because they thought I was dying. I was like, going to go to the hospital. They're like, we can't go to the hospital. She's like 16 or 15.
That was like my sister.
I freak out. So either smoking pot is the most fun or the worst experience of my life.
That's really funny.
Like, I took... last time I was here for Moon Tower, they had edibles, and I've never done them before. And my best friend Julie was like, "Oh, this is a very low dose." So I was trying to go to sleep. I had already taken half a Xanax, and I was like, I still can't fall asleep. I'm going to take one of these things. And the next 24 hours were just a nightmare. What happens to me whenever I smoke is I think I'm in a psych ward and nobody will tell me I'm crazy. And I keep saying to people, I'm not crazy. I'm just like high, but like no one will ever take me out. So that's like part of my experience is that. Then the other part is like I'm super paranoid. Like I heard sirens. I thought they were coming to arrest me. It's like not good. I always think I'm dead or like I'm going to die and I have to wake myself out of this coma. Like it's just a nightmare. So it's like either the most fun or that.
Yeah. I had a family member that every time they would do mushrooms, we would all be having like an amazing trip, and then they would lose their mind and start running around and going, "We're all gonna die! We're
That's
all
not.
gonna die!"
And then I called my friend. She was like, "How many did you take?" And I was like, "I don't know," because like I was like trying to count them, and like they looked like they were disappearing. I was like, "I think I took the whole bag."
Oh no!
Like I woke up to the ocean, and that's how I knew I was in trouble. I was like, why is it sound like waves in here?
No.
No. And then
no.
I convinced myself I wasn't like I thought it was Russell Crowe from It's a Beautiful Mind where he's like schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And then I kept convincing myself I was okay because if I died, my dog would have came to see me and my dad
hate edibles.
and my ex-boyfriend. And my friend goes, "Why would he come see me still alive?" I'm like, I don't know. I just thought he would come visit me if I died. An ex-boyfriend I haven't seen in like 20 years too. It's not like even a recent one.
I was turning I think it was my 30th birthday. I was in Joshua Tree and I was at this weird party in Joshua Tree and I had eaten a brownie and I fucking hate edibles. I don't like them. I never have liked them.
Bad.
You never know how they're going to hit you. And I suddenly got hit and it was like, I felt like I was shrooming. Like everything was doing that weird, like, wah, 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 where like, it's like the Matrix is glitching or something.
No thanks.
And it was like, wah, wah, wah,
No thanks.
wah, wah. Everything was doing that. And then everyone kept wishing me happy birthday, but it wasn't midnight. And I was like, I'm going to die. Don't wish me happy birthday until after midnight. Because I was my heart was racing. I was convinced that I was going to die right before my 30th birthday.
It's the most fun or the worst night of my life. There's no in between. So like did I ever tell you when me and Ari were in Austin and we smoked pot? One night we had the most fun. We're sitting at the table laughing so hard. And then the next night I thought he was going to kill me the whole night. And I almost tried jumping out of his car. And like it was so crazy because like we were driving a certain way. And I was like, "Are you going to kill me?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Why are we going a different way?" And I was like, "There's a hotel. Are you going to bring me there and kill me?" And he's like, "No." I go, "But you're not going to tell me if you're going to kill me." And he goes, "Yeah, I guess that's true. If I was going to kill you, I wouldn't tell you." So I'm like, I'm going to open the car and jump out. And he's like, "Don't jump out." And he goes, that night he locked his doors because he was like, "I didn't know what you were going to do." I was like, "I locked my doors. I didn't know if you were going to come kill me." So it's that. It's either the most fun or I'm like trying to stay alive all night.
Your mind is an interesting
My mind is crazy. It's like always going.
That's why I never was really into psychedelics because it was like
I wouldn't even try it.
I didn't really go near it. I did a lot of mushrooms in like my teens and 20s, in my early 20s, and then I just stopped after the heroin addiction and a lot of stuff happened and I was like, I don't want to open those. It's just too, and if there's like a lot of trauma and like stuff,
I
like,
imagine that's what's coming to the forefront when you're fucked up.
I don't need that to come out right now. But I did do acid when I was in Sri Lanka, and I did it to very intent because everybody's doing it. It seemed like they were having a great time. It seemed pretty clean from what I could gauge from everybody around doing it. And I did it very intentionally to try and hold joy. I was like, I'm going to do this so that I can try, because I was incapable of feeling joy without panic. It's like the minute I felt good, there would just be sense of panic immediately on the heels, which I'm sure you understand.
It's either great or awful, and there's no in between.
So I tried it, and it was I think it kind of did rewire my brain a little bit.
Well, people also do like microdosing
now
too.
They do, yeah.
Like, and they say that like if you're depressed, like, and you take a certain amount, it's good for you. But I just feel like it'll go bad.
Yeah, I couldn't do Xanax. So Xanax fucked me up.
Xanax just makes me fall asleep, though.
Oh,
does it make you freak out?
Xanax for me is like heroin with none of the pesky side effects. Like it was just, I was always very, because of the rehab thing, I was very, and some of my history and people in my life, just pharmaceutical medications terrified me, and I was like, fuck that. And I went through a phase where I was terrified of flying. I think it was like post 9/11. There were just a couple of years in there where I got I started getting bad anxiety, and it bled into flying and fighting. And I had a family member be like, here's they had the same thing of flying. They're like, take a Xanax, you'll be fine. And I was like, I don't know, I'm an addict. And I immediately abused it. Like, they gave me 2. I took half of one. She's like, you're only going to need half of one. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I took half of one, and I was like, I literally felt the moment in my head when the fear button turned off.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, seems not great, but awesome. Like, I don't have any, even if I wanted to feel afraid, I couldn't.
Sure.
This is fucking crazy.
So then you took more.
So then I took another one, drank 2 Jack Daniels, took the final one when we were landing.
Oh my God, that's a lot for one. What did you do on the way back?
I told this story on a podcast that we can't ever release, but so I can tell it again. And so basically we landed, and I was blasted out of my mind. And I had driven my car to the airport, and I was standing on the, like when you come out of the airport and you're just standing on the curb, and this car of 2 dudes drove up, and they were like, hey, do you need a ride? And I was
got in the car with these guys?
Yes! And they brought me to my car in the parking lot. But my friend it was Landau, he was like, do you remember what happened in between, like, them bringing your car? I was like, no, I'm sure they just brought me to my car. He's like, are you 100% sure? I'm like, well, no. I mean, there were definitely like blackouts, but I think they were angels. Like, I do. I think they just brought me right to my car. They saw this girl who's like, That's
the thing. There are some people that are genuinely good, and then there's some people that are genuinely bad.
And they might have been good.
They might have.
I don't know why they were just rolling through the airport.
Did your butt hurt the next day?
What?
Did your butt hurt the next day?
I drove so drunk home that night too. I mean, I drove back to my place, and I don't even remember that. I showed up, and my roommate was like furious. She was like, you drove home like this? I couldn't function. I never went near it again. I was like, my gut feeling about Xanax was right.
Yeah, you'd be okay if you only took the half, but you took both of that.
It took me 1 transcontinental flight to start abusing Xanax.
But it's crazy because half of it just makes you like, I don't know what dosage you were getting either, but it's like.
There were Xanny bars.
You took the 2 milligram ones? You took 4 milligrams of Xanax? That's insane. That's crazy.
I mean, they were so good.
Sure. But I mean, like, I have a friend that's like 300 pounds that'll take a 2 milligram, and he's like out.
Yeah.
You took 2 of those and drank?
But I was drinking Jack and Cokes, and man, that combination, I still remember it like it was yesterday. It was just like the greatest.
I mean,
that was one of the moments I realized I had a problem.
That was it? Not when you were in the halfway home being the president of 50 black women? That was it? Not when you were the president.
I just convinced myself that it was just that I had a heroin problem.
Oh, you didn't know that you were just an addict.
That's why I never touched heroin again, so that I could keep drinking.
I know people that are like, it's just alcohol. It's not like drugs.
Yeah.
And listen, some people are able to be high functioning alcoholics, and I think I've dated a lot of them.
I thought that about myself. Given the evidence, I realized that is delusional. But that was what I realized, was I thought I was a pretty high functioning alcoholic until you quit drinking and you realize how much you're actually capable of. And then you're like, oh, I was not really functioning at all.
Or you were functioning at the lowest level.
Yeah,
like if you had a job and you were like cleaning your clothes, that's probably like the lowest level.
Like, I have a friend and he's a trust fund baby and he's brilliant, but he is a lifelong alcoholic, and it is insane how brilliant this guy is at the lowest level of his functioning.
You almost think if he didn't have that trust fund, he might have been better off.
Yeah, because it's a huge safety net.
A huge safety net also would make me not try. I would, if I was like a trust fund person, I would do the dumbest stuff.
Yeah, he's
like, I've seen stores, like there's a store someone opened up. I think it was in Manhattan somewhere. Where it's just a bowl, like a bowls. That's it.
And you're like, this is a trust fund, baby.
Yeah, because that is something I would just be like, sure, let's see if this goes. I mean, how many bowls could you possibly even need? 5, and then that's it.
I do like trust fund. I mean, it is a little bit like Goop, you know. That's
Sure.
that's just like a rich white lady who's like, why don't we just put like jade eggs in our vaginas?
Sure, or like let's make tiny hats for like dogs. Like you just have a whole store of hats for animals. Like that is a trust fund store.
I always say to Maggie, I'm like, we need to figure out like the next white lady trend because that's where all the money is.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be.
Like goat yoga or one of those things.
I mean, that's already happening.
No, I know. That's what I mean is the next thing like goat yoga. Stanley Cups. Have you seen all these insane
Yes.
videos of them bedazzling them and putting little... They've got like...
So tacky. It's like the tacky.
But all the young kids have them now.
Yeah, because I mean, people will just follow trends.
But when we were kids, we didn't drink water. Did you drink water when you were a
No,
kid?
definitely not.
No.
My mom got us Tang.
I think I have a tweet where I'm like, every year I've been trying to drink more water and I'm still alive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's great to not drink a lot of water.
But we didn't grow up with this focus on hydration.
No, I mean,
Is this just big water that's like conned us into this?
I think you need to drink something. Like even if you're drinking soda, there's a certain amount of water in it.
Yeah.
Like most things have water in them, but I don't know. We're alive. We didn't. I don't know. I don't feel like we had a lot. Like my mom made Tang. Like that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not orange juice, and it's not like Sunny D.
No.
It's just like clumps of. It's almost like Hawaiian Punch kind. Not Hawaiian Punch. Kool-Aid almost.
Yeah.
But like I guess it is a healthier version because it's orange. I don't know.
It's got like orange number 5 in it.
Yeah, it's not like healthy for you.
Yeah. You've all heard me screaming women for years now, and I'm a big advocate for women in general and women's health in particular. That's why I love Quest's line of medical tests specifically focused on women's health issues. They offer a basic women's health profile test that gives you a snapshot of your current health and wellness, women's hormone tests designed to identify imbalances associated with various health conditions, and specific tests for fertility, thyroid function, and even your menopause stage. This is all such important knowledge for women to have because it can affect the way you work out. It can affect what you should be eating. And just now they're starting to really realize how much all of these hormones play into us losing weight, keeping bone density. All of this information is so important to you. Your results are delivered online quickly and discreetly, and you get all of this information without a doctor's visit. So prioritize your health and visit questhealth.com today. Use the code WALKINS25 to get 25% off and find answers to the multitude of health questions you may have. That's questhealth.com and use the code WALKINS25 for 25% off. Link in the description below. Did you grow up poor?
I think so. I mean, like my dad was a gambler and a mailman, and it's like you can't do both of those things. Like, and we also lived in his mother's apartment building, so like sometimes he paid rent and sometimes he didn't. I thought it was funny. They sent us to Catholic school, and my dad would always pay late, and they would send me to the office to go talk to them, where they'd be like, "Hey, you got to go talk to your dad." It's like, why do I have to break the news to him that like my tuition's late?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, you guys should just call him yourself.
Yeah, they're like, the kid will be more guilt. It's like,
I mean, I would just be like, hey, here, this is for you. But like, if he just lost a ton of money, it's not like I'm going to want to have that conversation with him.
Yeah. Did you know he was gambling?
Yeah, he used to take us to the OTB when we were kids. And like when people were chain smoking, we would go there and come home and smell like a fucking brewery. It was so gross.
Yeah.
The OTB is the grossest for so many reasons.
Yeah.
The smoke, it's all old guys.
I feel like the old guy thing is not great for young girls to be around.
But they're so addicted to gambling, they didn't even look at us, to be honest. Good. Yeah, they're
Maybe
just like,
that's a cure for pedophilia.
Get them gambling?
Yeah.
I think they already feel like they're gambling. They're like, what are the odds I get away with this?
It's so much of I was wondering if you grew up poor, only because I think so much of your stand-up and what I love about it and why I think it's so brilliant is because it is informed by what I talk a lot about on this podcast with people much smarter than me, how this like culture war has been masking what is actually a class war. And you have
I can see that.
You have bits that so perfectly articulate that in a 5-minute bit that it would take me like a full column to try and write.
I don't know, like what?
Like your BLM bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's very smart. It's a smart, like that bit is brilliant because it does, like my friend Batya wrote a whole book about basically how the Democratic Party has been taken over by people who care more about the elite college educated class.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are rich. At the end of the day, the right and left, they're all rich people who care about themselves.
Yeah.
Just one is pretending to care about poor people, but they also are not living around poor people. So sure, they can pretend to. They don't care. None of this stuff affects any of that.
Yeah, this is what I scream all the time where I'm like, no one cares about you.
No. They don't. The
No.
right or the left. They
No.
don't.
That's why when people get all invested in this and like lose family members in relationship, I'm like, why are you doing? I've been to so many of these things where all these people gather and they're all people who will ostensibly be on other sides and they're all in fucking Park City skiing together.
What's crazy to me is like I've heard, like I had a joke about it or something like where like people are like not talking to their family members because like, you know, people who are against Trump or against the left and I'm like, you want me to stop talking to my stepfather who voted for Trump and get written out of a will? Like, because you can't deal with Trump for 4 years? It's like, grow up. Do me a favor. Whoever has a Trump family member, tell them I will be their family. I will get your inheritance. You're so short-sighted and stupid.
It is very stupid.
Everyone is so dumb. It like baffles my mind. I'm not even voting.
Mm-hmm.
It does like, and I get it. One side is definitely better for women. Like, of course, but like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it's not great, but that's also what's dumb about taking away abortion too. It's like now you want to force poor people to have kids, so get ready for more government funding for those people. It's like very short-sighted. It really is dumb.
You're like, and now you're gonna have to pay for all those kids,
right? Whether it's welfare or it's like food or housing, this will still affect you guys. So it's like, you're really being dumb. It's like just everyone's so stupid. I don't know.
How long did it take for you to work on the material for this new special?
I don't know. I guess like maybe 2 years, I guess. And like some of it is like current stuff, right? So they're like, I'm talking about the war and there's some personal stuff and, you know, my sister's not going to be happy. Like when I have to like, someone was like, you got to tell her so she's not blindsided by this.
Oh, you haven't told her?
No. And me and her have never really been close. So it's like, I'm not worried about us never talking again because we already don't talk.
So that was not something that, okay. I thought she knew you were doing those bits.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I think she won't be shocked. I think she's going to be mad.
Yeah. Well, because now it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And it's not like you have 3 sisters, so it could be just like, who is it?
Well, technically, I have a bunch of half siblings that I've never met. So, like, it could technically be them, but, like, probably not. Listen, I don't say her name, and she's not, like, on social media, so it's going to be fine.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some fallout from that. But.
Yeah, what were your fears with this special coming out? What are your biggest fears about the special?
My biggest fear is that it comes out and I'm in the same exact place I was before I put it out. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't, like, get a bigger following. Like, I don't want to have to go on the road and everyone is, I'd say in preparing for the special, but that was hard because I was going into markets where people didn't know me. And I think they're just taking a chance on a woman. And I'm not the right woman to take a chance on.
You're like Kamala Harris.
Maybe, but I'm just like, I'm going to upset half the room. And I've had people walk out. I remember being in Texas and like I've upset the right and the left. I've seen it happen. I was in Texas and I was doing stuff about the military. And I mean, I walked like 20 cowboys with cowboy hats. And then there was also another guy there that was like, I was in the military and everything you said was right. Yeah. So it's like, it just depends who it is. But like not having a fan base, it's like, it's always you're like fighting the audience.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I just don't want to have to fight the audience all the time. It's just like I want people to just know what they can expect.
Right.
So like even in the shows that we did at Mothership, I'd ask like who knows my material to gauge how many people know me and how many people I have to work to win over.
Right. And it is a journey watching you with an
It's
audience.
a journey. And I think that's what everyone will say is like I like watching you because like half the audience is into it and the other half is not.
Or they'll be into it and then suddenly they'll turn on you and then you'll get them back.
Yes.
It's like wild
That
to
Saturday
watch.
Late Show was like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost them for a little bit with like abortion and stuff. And then like I got them back. But like, yes, it can be a journey to win the audience back.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also are, I mean, I was sitting upstairs watching you in like with Maggie and my friends and they were dying and you could see the look on their face because you are fearless with your comedy. Like there's something about it that
There's something that's not smart about that though. Like I truly don't care.
It's a Xanax.
I don't know. I'm not doing Xanax
I'm just
enough. I think I just don't care because I'm like, what are you going to do? Kill me? Like, I mean, I would hope that doesn't happen. But like at the same time, I think I've just been used to upsetting people. So it doesn't really bother me. And also when the crowd gets upset, it does feel like they give me so much power.
You love it.
I do kind of love it.
That's the most. It's like
there's
joy you get when
there's
the crowd.
something not wired correctly in my head.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It sucks when the whole crowd hates you, and I have had that too.
Yeah. Like,
you know, you need a couple of people on your side, but there is like, if you get up and leave a show, it's like, man, you gave me so much power. That's like I made you get up and storm out and leave.
And like drive home angry.
You spent money. And like, listen, I think you can like disagree with what somebody's saying, but still find it funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even like Nick DiPaolo, I think is hilarious. And you can watch him and you're like, I don't necessarily agree with that, but like, it's still funny and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think there's a lot of people where I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I also get jokes.
Right. You can say like, that's an objectively good joke that I
that's funny.
don't agree
Even
with.
if I don't agree with that politically, I'm like, it's still really funny. I don't care.
Yeah. People were
But like some people can't. I don't know, and I guess maybe since Trump has become president, I've seen that be worse.
Interesting.
Where the audience like really can't take something on both sides, whether it's the
Definitely
right or the
both
left.
sides.
Yeah.
The weird thing about these crowds here, and actually why I like Austin, is that I don't know. I have no. In LA, I knew ideologically exactly what I was getting.
Right.
And so I knew how to tailor it, and I knew kind of what would do well and what would push back. And here, I have no idea with every crowd.
You don't know because like. I think a lot of the crowds here are tourists, but I think they're tourists from America. Whereas, like, even in New York City, when you go to the Cellar, I feel like a lot of those tourists are, like, from other countries.
They usually are.
Yeah, and that's not as fun because I don't think they get everything necessarily all the time. And, yeah, here it's like Austin's very liberal, but people coming to the club are not necessarily all going to be very liberal. So it's interesting to see how they're going to react to stuff.
Yeah, and even, like, I do different shows in different parts of town. So like on Tuesday nights, I always do this lesbian show. And I love, everyone's like, why are you doing that show? It's like, what? You're not a lesbian. What are you doing?
Who cares?
I mean, some people will just be like, I'm like, if I can make a bunch of lesbians laugh with this stuff,
you're supposed to do every audience.
But it also generally is a good gauge of like what normies, it usually, if it works with them, I can usually get it to work with normies. It's because I'm not doing, if like a bunch of liberal lesbians can laugh at this, it generally will do very well with normies.
Sure,
but they're, you know,
I mean,
they've
gay
been a good,
men
like,
are historically like my favorite audience.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty liberal, but they also like just have the best sense of humor.
They've changed. I mean,
are they not as liberal?
I don't know. I feel like the gay, I mean, I think they're still very liberal, maybe leaning libertarian-ish in some respects. I have a lot of gay men who follow Dumpster Fire. Like every time I go on the road with someone, when I was in Dallas. But I can see that
you're not like super right though.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, I think people are forgetting that like there's the, you know, the right and the left. And then like there's a lot of people in this area. You know,
most people.
Right. So that's the thing. It's like most people aren't just, or even if like I guess even just like from being on dating apps and stuff, everyone thinks that black men are voting liberal. And like, I got to tell you, a
They're
lot of these
not.
guys are conservative. And I think it's just they assume like, I don't know what they're assuming, like just based off like, hey, I'm black, you're going to vote for me. But like a lot of these guys are conservative or moderate.
But I saw this with my friend Ava post. She's like one of my best friends, and she was kind of unsure. Post 2016, white women would come up and be like, "We're so sorry," and she was like, "A, I didn't even vote,"
Right.
and B, her whole like she's like, I'm not. She wasn't exactly like pro Clinton. She was like probably. She just didn't vote. She like hated both people, I think. But she was like, it was like very weird to her that people were doing that.
I know, but people don't realize too, like, because
she's like, that feels more racist to me than than anything.
Also, a lot of Hispanic people are conservative too.
Oh,
it's like I'd say
tons.
they're, because a lot of them are one party voters, right? So they're voting on like religion or abortion.
Yeah.
Right. So like people just don't realize how people are voting now. That's what I think.
Well, I'm out in the suburbs, and it's mostly, there's my neighborhood in particular is a lot of like people who work at Tesla, and so it's lots of Indians and immigrants, and they are pretty much, they're the ones with the most aggressive Trump signs in their front
immigrants
yards.
Are like very, very pro-Trump.
Yeah, and people don't, and I'm like, do white liberals not understand this?
They don't. They're not taking that into consideration. I mean, I know people who are like came here from other countries and are waiting to get their citizenship, and they're still very pro-Trump.
Yeah.
I think they're like, I'm here, but I don't want the rest of my country here. They're like, we left that to get away from them. Like, we don't want them all here.
In 2016, I didn't really understand this. My roommate's mom is from Iran, and she was like MAGA, and she was like, I'm sending you guys MAGA hats, and I was like, I do not understand this. And she had to be I was like, I'm gonna get on the phone and talk to her. How can she be so MAGA? You're an immigrant. And she was like, I came here legally. I went through all the hoops.
So that's the thing.
I did everything
People
right.
Feel like
I spent money.
Right. They're like, if I came here the right way, you should have to come here the right way.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. She's like, these people are getting in, and they're getting money, and they're getting all these resources, and they didn't do it the way that we had to do it. And we jumped through all the hoops and did all the right things, and they shouldn't just be able to like come in. Cause I was like, how is this not pulling up the ladder behind you?
I don't know.
But she explained how it wasn't. She was like, it's not, because
I think it's going to be
they're
interesting
pulling up the ladder over the wall.
It's going to be interesting to see who wins.
Well, we might not even know by the time this is launched.
You think so? That might be true, especially if one wins and the other one contests it or something.
Oh man. I mean, this could be airing during riots. During the beginning of Civil War too. I'll be like, well, I guess America wasn't too bad for a Civil War.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna go to Europe.
Everyone says that.
I love it.
Here's the thing that's misguided about this.
About going to Europe?
No, well, they've got their own problems.
For sure.
But if America falls, like, it's not going to be great for everywhere else.
America's not going to fall.
No, I mean, it'll probably be like Ann Coulter says, just a slow and sad decline where everything just gets shittier, which is what's happening. But
I mean, people don't realize people can't afford groceries right now.
I know.
Like that's like a bigger issue. I don't know how that's going to ever get handled, but like that's a real issue is that most people – listen, I have a friend who is a citizen. He's worked off the books for like 20 years. He doesn't have health insurance. I'm like, you have no real plan to retire. Like that's a real issue for a lot of people. And listen, that's his problem. He shouldn't have been working off the books, I guess. But
do you have a plan to retire?
Yeah, I'm going to die. I think that's everyone's plan is you just have to die.
You're like, well,
I mean,
I guess 401k, so I guess I'm just going to OD.
I keep thinking I'm going to make it big in comedy. That's like my unrealistic American dream. Or just marry some old guy.
Wait, but so what would the best case scenario be for you at like who is there someone's career that you want? What's the best case scenario for you with this special in your career?
That I get a following and I can tour and I have people come out and I'm not like at the mercy of bookers you know, to be like, well, I'll do this. I'll give you this weekend that's, you know, the 4th of July weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when don't have a big following, you get all the crappiest weekends, you
Mhm.
know? So you're getting like Labor Day weekend or 4th of July weekend or like, I don't know, it's just stuff like that where it's like they're doing you a favor, but it's also like not a favor. You know what it is? Where you're like, so if I could just have a following of people that like want to come out and see me, then I don't really need these clubs as much. You know what I mean? Where I'll need them for the bookings, but once you have your own audience, you can kind of go wherever you want.
Have you been like all of these other little wonderkins using social media to try and get your clips out? And
Sure, yeah. I just think I waited too long. I think I've waited too long to put clips out. It's almost like that person who's a drug addict and tries to get sober at 70. That's what I'm doing right now, is putting these clips out. It's just kind of too late.
No, it's not too late.
Maybe it's not too late, but I don't know.
I mean,
we'll see what happens.
I think you can go, like, the weird thing about going viral or something like that is that it really only takes, that's like I think what everyone in America doing now, and they don't realize it, is that the internet is like the giant lottery and everyone's playing it.
That's true.
And they're just feeding as much shit as they can to it in the hopes that something catches fire and they go viral and they win the fucking lottery, like Hawk Tuah, who didn't even mean to do that.
That's crazy. Her whole like situation, like, and I know she didn't like plan on that, but I think she's like touring now.
I'm sure she's selling out stadiums or some shit.
But what is she doing? Like, that's what I'm curious. I would actually like to know what she's doing on stage.
I don't know. I think she wants to do stand up.
But like, she always wanted to do stand up?
No, she was just like, I don't know what was she doing? Like,
she was just like a girl that was good at blowjobs, and now
There's a man on the street video.
yeah.
But isn't she suing those guys now?
I
I
didn't see that.
read
what?
some making her famous, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, that's
I don't know if that's
crazy.
true or not. I heard
She
that
does
from
have a
somewhere.
podcast, and I'm sure it's probably pretty big.
It was like number 3 for a while, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how much like that it to capture that lightning in about. I think she's done an amazing job with her 15 minutes, but can you sustain that?
If her reps were smart, they would probably pay somebody to help her, like either if it's write jokes or, you know, help her with her podcast. Like, it's hard to just be a regular person, get this big following, and then be able to like catapult yourself off that and be able to do could she do an hour on stage? There's got to be no way.
I think she's doing like she's got a book going maybe and like a reality show or something. Like, reality would be the best for her.
Sure, but like, what is it even doing? Hoping that she's saying wild shit everywhere? She's just like a funny girl in your office, right? So now you've made her famous, but like, what else is she gonna do?
I don't know.
Burnout.
Yeah, I mean, I wish her the best. Like, I don't have any
No,
ill
I
will
think
towards
she's an
her.
American hero. This is what America is all about. This doesn't happen in other countries. It only
Sure.
happens in. This is what I mean about like. This is the new American lotto. Is you just like
Say
strike
something
it.
crazy and now you're famous.
Yeah, that's right. But here's what's frustrating about you, is that you say the craziest shit I've ever heard,
And nobody cares?
and nobody knows.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
Because,
nobody knows.
but you and I both have this problem because people are like, how the fuck is dumpster fire even allowed on YouTube? Like, some of the things that I say on there, they're like, how
but
is
it's
this?
so funny though.
It flies under the radar though. And I think you suffer from the same problems. That you're saying all these things in front of audiences, but all these other comics are smart to like be putting their stuff out in the world because they understand that they're just feeding the rage algorithm. And like,
Sure.
that's why I was asking you about your joke about, J6,
Oh, yeah.
because I'm
I'm
like,
gonna put it out.
it should go out there.
I'm gonna
Because
put
that
it
shit
out.
is hilarious. Also true. Also will piss a lot of people off. And that is the only that
I do think this special will piss a lot of people off.
yeah,
I mean, some people, not
like
not
your
everyone.
sister.
Yeah, but my sister isn't the audience I need to get mad. She just will be mad.
Yeah.
But the other people will push it by, being upset, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I think it will piss a lot of people on both sides off.
Yeah, and I did send it to that PR lady, and she was like, well, you're really talking about every hot button topic. It's like, sure. So what is your plan for that? Because
Yeah.
it seems like you're just like, well, I'm going to just do the same plan that we did for this other comic. And I'm like, we're two different comics. You can't just like cut and paste.
No.
So yeah, it takes something that to think out of the box.
Yeah. I mean, I that's what I mean is you say crazy shit nightly. I watch the audience. Like, I know you say crazy shit because I literally watch 5 audiences go, oh my God.
But
like,
it doesn't seem crazy to me. That's the real problem. Is that it seems just normal to me.
No, I understand that. But you do realize that people think it's crazy.
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't seem crazy to me.
No,
I guess like that's how I just grew up too. So like everyone was just saying everything.
Yeah. But you know, that's what I mean. Again, you're fearless with your comedy. So you don't, it's just normal for you.
It's just normal for me.
Yeah. But that's why, I mean, I've heard Louis talk about you. I mean, that's why people like Ari and I love you is because you are,
nice.
you are one of our favorites because you take those risks that, like, some of the things you joke about, people wouldn't even go near in this climate.
I guess, but that's the thing. It doesn't even feel like a risk to me. Like, it just seems like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's how my brain thinks.
Yeah. What's your process for working stuff out? Do you have one?
I don't know if I have a process.
Like, do you write it first? Do you speak it? Are you like someone who riffs?
Sometimes I'll try stuff out on social media, you know, like a premise maybe, and then like work it out on stage, or I don't know. I don't have like an actual process, I guess. It's just I'll think of something and then I'll be like, all right, let me just try it on stage.
God, I have a friend who's so like autistic about her process. It is impressive.
What is it? I always wanted a process.
Oh, I do too, because I don't really have one. I feel like I have like a semblance of a process, but I do like I like doing. Sometimes I just like getting up and talking about things I've been thinking about, and then I mean, dumpster fire is like a premise generating factory, and I'll be able to take something that I'm working there and then try and work it for the stage, but they don't always translate. So then it's trying to like convert something from one medium to another. And I don't have anything specific. My friend, she like writes her stuff down, does her sets, you know, has all of the jokes crafted and written down. And then basically in a spreadsheet has like her set and then each joke and color codes it based on like where she gets a laugh and where she doesn't, so she can see over time which jokes are working consistently and which ones aren't.
That's actually amazing. Do you know that like
genius?
I don't even like write jokes down. Do you know how many jokes I've just lost because I don't write them down? I have like a piece of paper that's the back of an envelope and I'll have one word and I'm like, who knows what that is?
No, it is genius. You should see it.
That's actually very impressive.
But I think it's actually helped her accelerate like faster because, and then she can play with moving the jokes around in the set and seeing if something does better.
I find like listening to tapes back is the quickest way to like, because sometimes I'll say a joke and then I won't remember how it goes.
Yeah.
So if I listen to it and I write that down, it is the best way for me, but I don't do it a lot.
I was doing that a lot leading up to when I was opening for Colin because I was so paranoid and terrified, and rightfully so. And I was listening to my tapes and realizing that I should do it every day. Like I should, even just 10 minutes.
Yep.
Because
it is very helpful because you're like, oh, I said that different.
And it's also like the tone. And I did something when I was opening for you one night. And I just rearranged, I just kind of let my brain relax and let it rearrange things within this set that hasn't been working. And I was getting laughs on things that I thought were funny and never really worked as funny, but it was because of the way I rearranged it. And I'm like, oh, now I have to go back and like memorize that new thing and see if it works again.
Also, just getting up a lot is how like you just start building and build. Like even doing these shows here, like I added stuff. Yeah. You're just on stage every night.
Yeah, I love that. I love doing like, thank you for having me, by the way.
You were amazing.
I love like those like weekends. They've been so.
Because you do five sets in like 3 days.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And it was so fun. And the Fat Man audiences are just amazing.
That club is just like
the
on
best.
Fire.
I love that club.
Yeah. I was talking to Ari last night. I'm like, it's just the audience is like electric. They're so happy to be there.
Mhm.
They're on board right away.
Mhm.
And that's like not everywhere.
Yeah.
There is something really special about the Mothership.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they know what they're in for, and they sometimes it feels like they're disappointed, like because they're not getting like a Kill Tony regular or something like
Sure.
that. So I feel like I'm disappointing them when I come out because I'm not like
Well, listen, almost none of those people knew who I was.
yeah.
You know, I would ask each other. There's like 6 people that were like, I know who you are. They were just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
They're just happy to, and like they loved you. They loved Mike. They're just like happy to be there and happy to be like in that club.
And it's nice, I think, that they take the phones and you can just you can really just check out.
You can, because you're not worried about somebody. Listen, I've been at shows where someone's taping me and I've had to get off stage, go over to them, take their phone and delete it. And I will derail my whole show.
Yeah.
To make sure someone's not taking it's just like, it ruins the show and it ruins like you feeling safe that you could just kind of be yourself. Like people always, and a little bit is that this culture is trying to tape everything too. So I understand that. It's not even necessarily like trying to be mean or vindictive.
Like, gotcha.
Right. But I think sometimes they're just like, oh, I want to tape this. This is funny. I want to show someone. You're like, well, that's actually not how it works.
Yeah. You need to go watch my Netflix special.
Or just be in the moment. Like, and I know it's hard to like be in the moment. Like I went to see, when I was in Vegas doing Skankfest, me and Marlene went to go see Wu-Tang. And like, I was enjoying it. And then I was also taping it too. And I was like, well, just be here and remember it, you know? But it's like, we are just trying to tape everything.
It was funny though, because people used to give me shit for taping. Even when I was at Coachella, I would just get like little blips of it. And they're like, what are you going to do with these videos? Are ever going to watch them again? And then when pandemic happened, I was like, who's laughing now, motherfuckers? Because I was watching all of my old live music videos like longingly. Just like, oh, live music. Will it ever come back?
Oh, it's back, baby.
Yeah, no, all the live stuff is back. And I think that's the other thing. This is the guy that I had on right before, like a couple weeks ago. He started this Arena magazine and he talks about, he is brilliant. He's like this young writer, but he wrote the manifesto for why he started this magazine, Arena, which is like pro technology basically, and pro America and pro building and entrepreneurship, like kind of the opposite of how you feel about America. But he wrote this.
I don't think this country is like awful. I don't know. Europe looks so much prettier.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I really love that. Did you ever see that like takedown that guy did of Europe where he goes off on it?
Oh yeah, listen, Europe has its problems also. It's just like, I don't know.
Well, he was just talking about how it's Disneyland for Americans now. He was like, get over it, Europe. You guys haven't made anything new in like hundreds of years. And now you're just Disneyland for America. Because they're trying to ban tourists.
No, they better not.
They're trying to.
I'll marry one of their dumb Europeans.
Yeah. And they'll want to live here.
We'll switch. It is always greener, I guess, somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, he was writing about how in 2020 we were kind of reminded of the limits of technology by everything, stopping in our biology and pandemics and whatnot. It was interesting. It's like a really beautiful manifesto.
Do you think that, and like, do you think the pandemic was planned? Do you think it was like...
Pandemic? Oof, I don't know. Even just saying that will probably get me banned from YouTube. I'll have to like censor it.
Oh boy. I mean, I have to be honest, like, when Ari and I and Louis were doing the special, Ari was like, well, listen, the plan is, like, if nobody wants it, we'll just put it on YouTube. And YouTube has gotten so strict in what you could say, where he's like, I don't know, we were scared to put it on YouTube because I feel like I'd probably have to take some bits out and you have to bleep everything. So, like, YouTube isn't what it used to be where you could kind of have free reign.
Not at all.
Like, there's certain words you can't say, but it's also every day they're creating new words you can say and you don't know what those words are going to be.
Oh, I know. Trust me. We live in fear of the overlords constantly. I got a warning just like 3 weeks ago for it was literally the dumbest shit ever. And we appealed it and they rejected our appeal and now we can't appeal it again. And it's only because someone I'm like, this is because I have a speech impediment and a weird accent.
So my friend Liz Mealy, very funny. You can say the C word, right? So she says it in the beginning of her set, calling her cat that. Mm-hmm. And because they have robots going through everything, they are not looking for context.
Right.
So they like demonetize her special and she talk to somebody that was actually able to help her, and I'm going to figure out who that is to see if they can help you.
Oh, maybe. Because now that we have a warning, if the next time we get a strike and then we are demonetized for a week and can't post anything.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like actually not cool because they basically misunderstood. I'm a tongue thruster and have a weird speech pattern. And I said something where I was talking about how Donald Trump shut his blog down, which was what the headline of the article was. And they must have said, they thought I said SHOT it down. And then we appealed it thinking a human would listen to it. And they fucking rejected it.
You need a human to look it over.
I think a human did. And then they rejected it, which is crazy. I'm like, you have the context. You see, like, we were like that. We're fucked if that's what they're coming. We're fucked.
So, yeah, I mean, that was one thing we're worried about where we're like, well, if this goes on YouTube, it's not like how it used to be where, every day they're coming up with new words that are offensive to them. So if you put something on and it doesn't have any of their no words and now they create new ones, now you could be like.
Yeah. No, it's tough.
So it's just not how it used to be.
I've made a lot of mistakes trying to like outrun this stuff. I've made a deal with Rumble and then a lot. Like there's been a lot of me jumping platforms trying to outrun this when really I should have just I don't know. I learned a lot from it because you can't really I guess you could put it on Rumble,
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly.
It's like Tubi. It's like all these things where people are putting their specials out. You're like,
You're like, what's that?
Tubi? I don't even know what that is. I know it's like a streaming site, but I guess is it like free, but they put commercials
what
on
was
maybe?
It like to have Louis direct your thing? Like, how does it work?
Like, he's just a genius.
He is a fucking genius.
We did it at the cellar in the downstairs. Most people, when they tape at the Village Underground, which is like that big room that's like 220 or 250.
Uh-huh.
And for me, I don't know, I'm low energy. I wanted a smaller room. I love the original Comedy Cellar. And the one concern is like you do have that Comedy Cellar sign that's like bright. And we asked if we could take that down. They're like, no. Plus, I think if you took it down, the bricks behind it would have probably been discolored because that sign's been up there for so long. So he's like, all right, well, let's shut it off. And like the lighting they did was incredible. Like all the comics I saw was like, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
And then we extended the stage. He was like, let's extend the stage by 6 inches. And I kind of, because I don't move a lot on stage, I went to the top of that. So like it kind of looks different.
Right.
And that's not something I would have ever thought of, or probably Ari. But like Ari's also good because he's so autistic where a lot of people, when they're doing a special, they, I think, take away a lot of unnecessary seats. So his thing was like, I want to kill as little seats as possible.
Uh-huh.
And that's what he's really good at too. Like Ari he's thinking about so many things that you're not thinking about. And Louis just great with like, directing and producing and stuff.
So when someone directs a special, how does that work? I don't know. I've never understood this.
I think in terms of directing, it's just like you look at the room, and I think his thing was like, how do we make this look a little bit different?
But he's not like interrupting you or doing, it's just you run your set. Does he help you organize your set?
So he came, what's funny is, I was doing this hour on the road, and this is a difficult hour. There's a lot of topics that like are controversial, and I'm going on the road, and I'm not doing it in front of my people. There might be 5 or 6 people there for me, but everyone else is just. So it's like I was fighting a lot of audiences, which is tough. So he came to see me at Levity Live in Nyack, a Saturday 8:00 show, which is, in my opinion, the worst show ever because it's always the show that like. People who are there on date nights come. So he came to see me and run the hour at the worst show I've ever done the whole tour.
Oh, okay. That's probably good though.
It was the worst show I've ever done. It was a lot of 65 and older people. And it was a struggle. I tap danced the whole time. It was a struggle. And when I got off stage, I go, he's not going to do the special. I get off stage, I start bawling, crying. Because I'm like, this guy's not going to want to do this. He's going to be like, this isn't ready. I don't like this. So like, I mean, I must have cried for about a half hour. And he was like, I loved it. He's like, I don't care what they think. Because I was like, I thought you were going to tell me you didn't want to do this. And he's like, why? He's like, this hour is so much better than your last hour. And he's like, it's a hard hour. He's like,
Yeah.
you know, and you're crying and upset because like you care about this. And I was like, yeah, I guess. But then he told me about how he was like struggling on, because he was like, we're doing this because we want you to get an audience, right? Like him and Ari. And he's like, before he blew up, he's like, I was struggling a lot on the road. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. But like that conversation, maybe it happened for a reason, because it did like help me. But like I was just bombing for like, it was like, and I was tap dancing so hard.
Yeah.
Like I originally wanted to call the special tap dancing for retards, because that's what you feel like you're on stage doing. Like you're trying to get people who don't understand comedy to understand comedy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he helped me with that. There was like a joke or two he took out and was like, I think you should take this out.
Yeah.
It was
just too much, or
I think one of the shows we did was over an hour. And then when we edited it out some jokes where he was like, because Ari was like a big believer in like keeping this under an hour. He's like, people once they see an hour don't want to watch it as much. So we took out some jokes that we just thought maybe didn't go as well with the rest of the stuff.
That's how I feel about most specials, though. Honestly, my sweet spot, because I watch a lot of pretty much everyone. Most comedians are like, I don't watch comedy. I watch like everyone's comedy. I
watch a lot of comedy too,
and I'm always like, there's probably 15 minutes in there that I could have done without.
So I think we got it down to 56 minutes, and then when we sent it to Netflix, they were like, we want you to take out the first 6 minutes, because they're like, we know our viewers, we want you to get to the stuff that's going to actually upset them quicker. And my thing was thinking, this is going on Netflix. This might be going on YouTube, so I'd rather get jokes where they kind of like me. And they were like, no, just kind of upset them right away.
I always think 50 minutes is a sweet spot.
It's 50 minutes.
That is my ideal. When I am one of those people that looks at the time and I'm like, an hour and 5? No.
I think too, everyone's attention span has gotten a lot shorter. So like Ari's special when he did Jew was a lot longer, but it made sense because it's
so good.
I know, and it also made sense because he was talking about one topic, so there was a reason why it needed to be a certain length. But like,
I watched that whole fucking thing.
It was amazing.
It was brilliant.
It's like one of the best specials ever.
It is a masterpiece.
But like his special being longer makes sense, right? Because he's telling a story and it's all about one topic. Whereas like some comics are just doing an hour and 10 minutes, and you're like, well, you could clearly cut 20 minutes out.
Yeah.
Because people's attention spans are so short.
And it's always the stuff that's like, just it might be like your babies, but I think like just cut again in this economy, it's like cut it and clip it. So it's not like it's gonna die on you can just use it and
some
put
of
it
those
out.
Jokes I've put back into my act and I've changed them. Like the Black Lives Matter one is one of those jokes where I took parts of that out and I added that first part, which I think is really strong. So it's like I was able to. It's not like that stuff was even topical and dies.
Yeah,
you just could like either put it out as clips or make it better. Yeah, or, it doesn't just die.
Yeah, no, none of it does. No. I'm so excited for you. I hope it does blow you up. I've been trying to blow you up since forever.
That's true. You're my biggest fan, and I'm your biggest fan.
I'm like your number one fan.
What's funny, when you reached out to me during the pandemic, I was like, oh, I'm such a big fan of hers. That's so weird that she even knows who I am. I mean, I'm always shocked when anyone knows who I am, but I was like, I didn't even know you knew who I am.
No, I'm like I'm always screaming every time I get on any kind of platform. I'm like, I just want to wear a t-shirt. I need a t-shirt that just says the Dark Queen, like Adrienne Iapalucci,
you know,
the Dark Queen.
Funny, I have t-shirts and I didn't bring any.
Oh.
They're not the Dark Queen. It's just me and the Clintons when I met them. And it says, I met the Clintons and live to talk about it. And that's what I was going to that's going to go on sale on my YouTube when the special, on my website when the special comes out.
Do you have a YouTube?
I do, but it's not great.
Oh, okay.
I need to work on it.
We've got people.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do.
What's your biggest defect of character?
I think procrastination.
Like with the clips.
Sure, yeah. I think I'm like, and I think it also has to do with like depression. Like I'll want to do stuff and then I'm like, I think maybe self-doubting myself. I think I have a lot of character defects. I think anxiety is one of them. I'm an overthinker. I'm constantly my brain is like constantly going. So that is the one nice thing about, I guess, taking Xanax sometimes, where you're like your brain shuts off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's probably procrastination.
What's your biggest asset?
I don't know. Maybe being funny. I don't know.
I mean, that's a pretty good asset for a comedian to have.
Or like just having a logical mind, or like analytical, where I'm just like constantly thinking of ways to do stuff. I don't know. And I think that's from growing up poor or not with a lot of money. You kind of have to figure out ways to work the system.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like joke writing too. There's like something of an equation to it that I like. It's like a puzzle.
That's why I wanted to go to law school. I love the idea of figuring out a way to win an argument on something. Like
comedy.
That is right. And that is comedy.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I remember right before I left that law office we were working at, there was a case where this lady, so they did debt collecting, and also it was a law office. So if some of those cases, if they were a big enough thing, they would like sue, right? So we worked a lot with HHC hospitals, which is like, you know, the city's hospitals. And this woman went in, and she was an alcoholic. She went in for detox multiple times. The insurance covered maybe the first 2 times, and then they didn't. And the bill was like probably over $100,000. And I was like, well, this is technically a disease, right? Alcoholism. I was like, we should sue them and say this is a disease as if it was cancer, because now, like, what is it? They recognize it as a disease now, right? So I was like, that could be a precedent-setting case. Like, that got me excited, and then the company closed. But like, that to me is exciting to figure out. Like, I used to have to appeal things where people wouldn't pay claims. Like, that I do like figuring out mechanics and loopholes. That is probably my biggest asset, I think.
Okay. Where can we find you and your special? Obviously on Netflix.
November 12th. I'm on Instagram.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, it's on.
No, the Netflix special is up.
It's up. All right, guys, it's up. Go watch it now.
Go watch it right now.
Go see how long you can make it and when you tap out. Yeah. I would like that if people are like, I tapped out 13 minutes in. Like that.
I want to hear. Like, tell me in the comments when you tap out.
Tell us whether you're like, I've had enough of this dumb woman. I always think people. No, I know, but I always think people are like, women should have rights, and then they see me and they're like, I don't know.
Where's the burqa?
They're like, oh. Actually, I seen a woman in burqa in my neighborhood the other day, and she had her phone just in the burqa, and she was hands free. I was like, that's actually pretty brilliant. So I'm not necessarily against that.
Where can we find you on social?
Instagram, Adrienne Iapalucci. I'm on TikTok. I think I have like 150 followers.
I think I do too on TikTok.
Yeah. So find me on Instagram.
It's getting shut
or my
down.
website.
And are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter, but I think Twitter is also shadow banned me for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm on there also.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
You.
I love you. Walk-Ins Welcome is brought to you by Phetasy Productions. We are completely independent. If you love this show and you love what we do, we are asking for you to join us in our community at Phetasy.com. Become a paid supporter and help support the podcast that you love.
This has been Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and you're welcome. It's the dumbest line.